Watch this. So, one thing here you can observe very clearly is that in the upper part, after the third string in second, Paco is not resting any damn thumb on the sixth string. Look at the power this music has. From here, from this moment, observe how this thumb is free, the hand there. See? So if you analyze this in slow motion, you will notice it, how this is a very interesting thing. Look at this hand. The hand is totally free. This thumb is free, so there is no need at all to rest anything, because if you have even sound, it's because you did practice without resting the thumb anywhere. Not that you rest only for the first and second string or make these nonsense rules. I asked him personally, he said not to rest the thumb, never while practicing, and I see him practicing, he never did. So this is one very interesting thing. And I don't know why people take always only the rules that, well, he does do it. He do it. Why they do not take the rule that he also does not do so many times, right? Because it doesn't make sense just to justify the bad technique. It means you can say, well, Paco de Lucia rests the thumb on the sixth string. Translation: I have bad technique and that's why I copy what I cannot copy. Right? Because this here, look at the power these notes have with the thumb free. So, very, very important thing that this is understood clearly. Right? So, this is the thing about the hand. And that's what good technique means. So, in this recording, which you just see there, in fact, if you analyze all the part in which Paco has not resting anything, the thumb, at all, and the reason why we don't rest this in the sixth string to practice is because it creates different balance of the hand, the muscles work different also. You need to be instant to notice that, and the equilibrium, if you depend or rely on having to rest to have equilibrium, like here, what will you do when you are playing on the fifth or the fourth string? You will rest here. So this is a bad idea. The description I will post the other video I have related to this topic, but in this, if you analyze how Paco played that fragment, also in slow motion, you will see that this equilibrium, he does not depend on resting. That's why the argument that, well, but he does rest, yeah, but this is first of all when he plays, not when he practices. I see how he practiced, and he never practiced doing this as a rule to practice Picado. This is one thing, and then the other thing is that once you conquer the thing and you have an even tone, because your equilibrium and the weight of your hand, the way your muscles work, are not depending either if you are first string or fourth string, it will be the same tone, same sound, etc. And you have this mastered already without resting. Then now if you want, you can rest. So that is one thing, because you already went beyond the rule by mastering the thing. I don't know why people who, of course, because of mental, way to satisfy mentally this bad feeling that I am doing something wrong and the guilt which is inherent to that, they said that, well, but Paco is resting here when he plays. Yeah, but why you don't mention the argument that also he is not resting in many other spots? So why you just take that one as a rule and not the other? Well, when I asked him personally this thing, he said that it's because of the fact that when we will play scales or Picado over the 4th or the 5th string, as he's doing there in this case around 5th, 4th, 3rd, etc., and where we will rest, we don't have where to rest, so the equilibrium should not depend on resting. Nor that I make weird rules like, well, when I am on the 1st I go like this, when I'm on the 4th then I do this. That is not, just because he does that, or may do it in certain passages, that doesn't mean this is a rule for you to practice. You see, this doesn't make sense. If you use a bit of critical thinking, you will know why. Otherwise, we just want to justify our inadequacy to do the right thing, right? And therefore, that's why we have this nice specialties to teach Paco de Lucia's technique, and therefore we follow him. So he said, we don't rest to practice, we don't rest to practice. It's very simple. But for those who also will argue that there is this other tomatito goes other way, or the other goes other way, etc., that we don't care. So don't waste your time commenting about that, because that is just a total waste of time. It's totally irrelevant to us, however, we care about what Paco did, that's all. And what he said, what he told, exactly how to do it. Then, of course, then it depends what you want to follow. But if you want to follow his technique, then you need to not rest the thumb on the 6th string while practicing ever. There's a difference between practicing and playing. When you play is one thing, when you are practicing, that's another thing. So for those who did not have the privilege to see Paco de Lucia doing that, which I had, I am passing you this tip. Do not rest the thumb on the 6th string ever when you are practicing Picado.